Hello, hello, hello. Hey guys, Mr. Conjure here. I hope everybody's doing well. This right here is going to be, welcome to my page or welcome back if you are returning. Welcome to if you are new. This is going to be the beginning of my Dancing with Deities series about working with different deities. I work with over you guys know I work with angels and archangels as well, but I work with a lot of deities. I work with over like 25 different just deities, not including angels. Um, so I was like, I might as well do a series of the deities that I work with and kind of give y'all my own synopsis and idea of them. So I have this one is going to be about the wonderful, the powerful Hecate. Her altar is actually right there. I'm not going to be showing the altar because my spirits don't really like when I show their altars. It is very sacred, but her altar is made out of wood. She also has like a wood cabinet on top of it that has the triple moon sign on there and all of that. So this is in honor of the wonderful Hecate, the triple moon goddess, the goddess of witchcraft. Now, I have my notes here, so I make sure that I stay in order. um, so let's go ahead and get into it. So I started working with Hecate 2 years ago. Um, she almost immediately became my um, one of the deities I worked with and still to this day work with the most. I work with Hecate intensely. I absolutely love Hecate. So her origins is she is the Greek Titan. She is not actually a Greek goddess. She's a Greek Titan goddess, which means she was actually there before the gods of the of Olympus. So like Zeus, Hades, Poseidon. She was there before them. And the story goes that Hecate, here's another representation of her. This is actually a tarot card. The story goes that Hecate actually, um, she was so revered and she was so respected by Zeus that he allowed her access and dominion into all three worlds. So she is the one of the only gods and goddesses and deities, period, that can jump between heaven, earth, and the underworld wherever she wants to go as freely as she wants to. That is very rare for deities. You don't see that with many deities at all. Um, so that is that. But even before then, you can trace her back to Egypt. In Egypt, the name of magic is Heka, Heka, and you can spell Hecate either Hecate or Hekate. So Heka with te at the end. So you can trace her back to Egypt that way, and again, that's the name of magic. And then even back further, you can trace her back to Turkey. So they believe that her origins are somewhere in Turkey. But Hecate is the queen of magic. She has been known for being the teacher of magic. Um, Before I started working with, somebody said I'm Hecate. Well then, hello Hecate. Welcome to the video. Anyway, even before like the Greek origins, right? Like, even before then, she was known as kind of the teacher of magic. Even before I worked with Metatron for magic, she taught me a whole bunch of rites. She taught me about working in the forest, working with different spirits in the forest, and working with the energy of earth to make things happen. That's how the old witches did stuff. And she taught me all about that. When working with her for that first year, I was in the forest literally so much, learning how to harvest the different energies, learning how to work with poison ivy, learning how to work with sticks and stones, and finding things in the wild to use for your spell. Like, she takes you through that whole journey of learning how to like be self-sufficient with magic. Um, Anyways, So we'll move over to her associations. Is associated with crossroads, which symbolizes her helping you with choices and transitions. Um, so she helps you with choosing what you want to do. She helps you with kind of like when people say you're at a crossroad, right? That means you have a choice to make. That means you have either you're going to go this way or you're going to go this way. Either way is going to be a big major impact because really there's no turning around. She helps you with that. She's also very much so known for, because she is able to go to the underworld, she helps people whenever they die transition over. She kind of leads you with her torches. Um, She's always seen with the torch, as you can see here. She leads souls with her torches to the underworld, especially the people who worship her. She leads you safely, gets you through any test that you have to go through, etc., etc. Um, and then she's also known for as like road opening spells, opening the roads, opening doors. Again, because Shinsi rules over the crossroads, when you're on a road, when you're on a path, if there's a blockage in the way, is going to stop you from getting to your divine path. So since she rules over crossroads, she's very, very efficient with road openings. Also blockbusters. Those are very similar but different. I actually have this right here to represent her. She, again, is the triple moon goddess. She is the mother, the maiden, and the crone. So the crone you can see is hunched over here. Um, oh, can y'all see that? There we go. And then in here, you have on here, you actually have the triple moon um, etched in as well. She is the mother, the maiden, and the crone. I may get back to that, or maybe, you know what? Oh, well, that'll be the perfect transition. So she is the triple moon goddess. She also rules over the moon. The moon is associated with witchcraft. The moon is associated with changes and ebbs and flows and having to go with the flow. Um, so what the mother, the maiden, and the mother, the maiden, and the crone represents are the different phases of the moon. The maiden is the moon when it's growing up to the full moon. I believe that's called the waning moon. No, that's the waxing moon when it's going up. So that's when it's growing, and then it hits the full moon. That is the mother representing pregnancy, representing abundance, things flowing, coming out, things being born, created, etc. As where the maiden, when you think of a maiden, that is a young person. That is somebody who's a teenager, somebody who's a young adult, somebody who is all about youthfulness, somebody who's all about growing, learning, etc. That represents things growing. That represents your dreams growing. Then we hit the mother aspect, and that's when things are really coming to fruition. That's when things are being nurtured, and born and birthed. And then after all of that, we go to the crone, which I always represent the crone as like an old witch who lives in the middle of the forest, away from everybody, but you can go to her for any remedy and she'll be able to fix you like that. The crone is somebody who's very wise. So Hecate is also about the ebbs and flows of life and understanding that life there's always a cycle, there's always a pattern, right? Um, so that's another association with her. Da da da. Okay, we also have, moves freely. I already talked about that. Like I said, she's a teacher of magic. So if you don't have, like, if you're doing this craft alone and you don't necessarily have a teacher, like somebody who can actually teach you, you can work with Hecate, and she again will teach you how to get it where you live, if you will. She'll teach you how to go out into nature and be able to literally just do some symbols and inscriptions in the ground and bind some twigs together with certain intentions, and that'll do you just as good as having a million and two different candles, you know? With Hecate by your side, she really does teach you a lot. Now, she's now leading me into the different aspects. when you hear about Hecate, you hear about her darker aspects and you hear about her lighter aspects. And there is always this question posed of why do some people, when they work with her, they get this really dark version, and when some people work with her, they get this really light version? It's because she is the maiden, the mother, and the crone. So it's really based off of your energy. When I work with Hecate, I get the darker version. I get the crone. Um, I get the version that is more serious. It's still very loving, but she's more serious. She's about her craft, and she knows that I'm very serious about my craft. So when we interact, it's a very serious thing. She taught me boundaries. She taught me how to really enact my not only my magical boundaries, but my own boundaries in my own life. She taught me how to not take any bull, you know what, any bullsh. She taught me how to cut people off when they needed to be cut off, no matter what. Not going back on what I said I was going to do. If somebody pushed my boundaries too far, letting them know, striking back, letting, pushing them back. So that is the aspect of Hecate that I work with. The aspect of Hecate that I work with, I was at there's a very magical place in the forest near where I'm at, right? Because I live in the south, right? So I just have to take a couple dirt roads, and I get to this place that in front is a church, to the right is a graveyard, and it's a three-way crossroad, which is Hecate's crossroad. So she had me go there at midnight, open the door, and at that crossroad, in front of a church, right next to a graveyard, and give her offerings there, like in the middle of the road. And I could feel so many spirits. I could feel so many like spirits, and like I honestly want to say darker spirits as well, watching me. And she just kept telling me, I'm protecting you, you're safe, give me my offerings, I'm protecting you, you're safe, give the offerings. And it was really more of a test for me, but it was to show me that I was more equipped for the more advanced, darker side of Hecate. Now, there is the lighter side of Hecate where she is going to also show you your boundaries, but in a more lighter way. Where she kind of is helping you with your shadow work, helping you, easing you along. I'm already quite well equipped in my shadow work, already work with Mother Death herself, already worked with, a lot of these darker deities, darker feminine deities themselves. So she knew that I could handle it. Also, I'm a Scorpio, if you can't tell from my aesthetic. It's quite dark. So that's why I work with the crone. So you may end up working, if you do work with Hecate or you feel her calling to you, you may end up working with the mother, the maiden, or the crone. The mother is extremely loving, extremely caring. Um, Now, speaking of hearing her calling to you, we're going to talk about the signs of Hecate. If you feel Hecate calling to you, you'll probably be seeing dogs, black dogs especially, or hearing a lot of dogs barking. When I invoke Hecate, there's even some videos where you can hear this when I invoke her. I always hear dogs barking outside. Sometimes it is 2 a.m. when I'm working with her, and it's just dogs starting to bark randomly. And I'm like, okay. So I've always heard dogs barking or seen big black dogs. Um, she also is associated with snakes. So you may see snakes on social media, or you may run across snakes, or you just may be seeing snakes everywhere. Um, you also may be seeing torches or keys, like skeleton keys, or just keys in general. Um, and crossroads. You may hear about crossroads a lot. You may notice every time you're at a crossroad, you may live by a crossroad, et cetera, et cetera. There may be some significance about crossroads that you keep seeing. So yeah, torches. Even on this picture, she has her torch. She has her keys around her neck. Um, oh, I'm sorry, around her head right here. And then yeah, she's depicted with black dogs and all that good stuff. So let's move right along. I feel like this has been quite informational already. So some of her offerings, so she is especially represented by the dark moon. The dark moon is about hitting things, it's about new beginnings. She's all about new beginnings. Again, road opener, opening doors, opening rows of opportunities for you. So she's all about new beginnings. She's all about shadow work. She's all about looking at the things that are hidden, secret, deep down, etc., etc., etc. So the wonderful Hecate, there's many different ways to say her name. Hecate. Um, the reason I say the new moon thing is because on the new moon, her children, her worshipers, her followers, etc., we do what is called Depnon, Deipnon, Depnon, which is feast in Greek. And we basically, you are supposed to clean your home. You can you can leave the whenever you sweep, you can leave that on her altar, like on a plate, or you can just throw it away, or etc., etc. But you're supposed to clean your home and leave an offering either at a crossroad or on her altar. And you're supposed to do that every Depnon. You're supposed to do your shadow work. I like to write things that I want to release and rip it up or burn it in the name of Hecate, either way. Um, and that does a lot. I'm telling you, it does a whole bunch. So that is Depnon on the dark moon. And then the offerings that she likes is eggs, garlic, honey, bread, wine. And then I also found that she likes potatoes a lot, raw or cooked, and she likes chilies a lot. The hotter, the better. She really enjoys like cayenne pepper, um, jalapeno peppers, serrano peppers. She enjoys like peppers a lot as well. And then she also enjoys poppy seeds a bunch too. Oh, and rosemary. Last but not least, and then we're gonna wrap up. The spells, like I already said, that you can do with her is road openers, blockbusters. Blockbusters and road openers, like I said, are different. Road openers are if you have general baggage in your way, general blocks that you need to kind of move. You don't have anything specific, just you know that there are some things slowing you down and you want to open that road, or you want to bring a new opportunity to you. You do a road opener. I say road openers are more on the success magic portion, right? So you want to create some type of success or prosperity and open your roads. You do an road opener. With a blockbuster, that is if there is something bigger in your way that is completely stopping you from getting to where you want to go. This is more of what I would consider uncrossing slash protection magic, where it's like you're basically setting dynamite on the blockage and running away and saying, and blowing it up. She's good for blockbusters as well. After blockbusters, I like to do a road opener to clear away the debris and usher in prosperity. And then she's also really good for protection and uncrossings as well. So this has been the video about the wonderful, the powerful triple moon goddess, goddess of magic, goddess of everything, everything amazing. Because again, she rules over the underworld, earth, and heavens. This has been the wonderful Titan goddess Hecate. I'm trying to see if I forgot anything. Nope, I think that's it. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Comment what deity you would like to hear me talk about next. Aphrodite, Santa Muerte, um, Sekhmet, Bastet, Athena, St. Jude, St. Mary. The list goes on. Let me know. Bye.